Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, West Edmonton Mall locked down after police say someone fired a gun inside. Alberta separation talks dominates discussions at the First Minister's meeting in Ottawa. And earlier than ever before, a local driving range will be open to golfers this weekend.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
An apparent shooting at West Edmonton Mall this afternoon forced shoppers and staff to take shelter in back rooms. It's the second lockdown at WEM this week. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti joins us from the mall this evening. So, Miriam, what more can you tell us about what happened there this afternoon?
Well, Matt, police say two people were walking around the Bourbon Street area of the mall. One of them fired what appeared to be a gun at the other, and then the mall was put into a lockdown soon after that. This was inside the mall earlier today, outside the Boston Pizza. One woman says she saw a man with most of his face covered, pointing a gun at someone. She also took these photos of what appears to be a bullet casing on the ground and a bullet hole on the staircase. Other shoppers saw police working after the lockdown was lifted less than an hour later.
I saw two officers with a yellow tape across the barricade leading to the entrance going upstairs. And I don't know what's happening, but there's a couple of officers, female officers there.
Police say no injuries have been reported and there's no further danger to the public. No arrests have been made. And on Monday, police received reports of a person pointing a gun at another person at the mall. A 15-year-old was apprehended, and police say that weapon turned out to be a toy designed to look like a real gun. Matt?
All right, Miriam Valdez-Carletti live outside of West Edmonton Mall. Thank you. A 23-year-old mother from St. Albert is dead, and police believe her 9-month-old has also been killed. The woman's common-law partner is charged with second-degree murder. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
A woman and her child should be planning for tomorrow, not being mourned today.
A man from St. Albert is facing charges in connection with the death of his common-law partner and the presumed death of their 9-month-old at an apartment complex in St. Albert. Police say last Friday they were called to the family's apartment where building management had found a suspicious package. When officers arrived, they found the remains of a woman. She was later identified as 23-year-old Ayla Egotik-Learn. Her 9-month-old daughter is missing, but police believe she was also killed.
We continue our efforts to locate the remains of Braley.
33-year-old Christopher Beasley was arrested earlier this week at a hotel in St. Albert. He's been charged with second-degree murder and 2 counts of indignity to a human body.
The date of the charge of the indignity being December 5th, when we believe this offense happened, there had been some time that had passed.
Police say Egotik-Learn was from Cambridge Bay, Nunavut, and moved to St. Albert in April 2024. RCMP say she met the accused around the same time.
She was so proud of her baby.
Kaylee Medved-Foti lives 4 doors down from the family's apartment. She remembers her former neighbor as quiet, friendly, and devoted to her daughter.
She loved her baby so much, and she would always show me her, and she was always so proud.
I think it's important to recognize the impact on the family and friends of these two individuals. They've suffered an absolutely tragic loss.
Court records show Beasley was on probation for assaulting Egotik-Learn last year. He's scheduled to appear in court next Tuesday. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
A man is facing several charges after RCMP say a 14-year-old girl in Fort McMurray sent photos of a sexual nature to someone in Edmonton. A 42-year-old man was arrested 2 weeks ago. He's facing 4 charges, including luring a child and possession of child pornography. BC's premier is calling the meeting between an Alberta separatist group and officials with the U.S. government treason. David Eby made the comments at the First Minister's meeting in Ottawa. CTV's Nariman Issa joins us now. So, Nariman, several premiers and the Prime Minister also chimed in on the separation issue. What was said today?
Well, Matt, David Eby says it's important for Canadians to push back on separation talk. He says that's especially true at a time when the country faces a profound threat, such as the U.S. president calling Canada the 51st state.
Those who would solicit a foreign government to try to come in and take over our country or break it up that's not part of our vision for Canada. That's not Canadian conduct, and in fact, that is, I described it as an old-fashioned word because we haven't had to use it for a long time. In my opinion, that is treasonous activity.
Legal counsel for Alberta's separatist movement say they met with U.S. State Department officials. Eby says this kind of activity needs to be stopped. Jeffrey Rath called Eby's comments dumb. He says the meeting was part of a feasibility study.
We're private citizens. We have no authority to enter into agreements on behalf of anybody in Alberta. We're not entering into any agreements with the United States. We're not funded by the United States.
Now, Alberta's premier was once again asked on her stance. Danielle Smith says she believes in a sovereign Alberta under a united Canada. She says polls show 30% of Albertans are feeling hopeless under the current system.
That's about 1 million people, and I'm not going to demonize or marginalize a million of my fellow citizens when they've got legitimate grievances. What we need to do is we need to give Albertans hope. We need to show them, not just tell them, not just words, but with actions that Canada can work.
And Prime Minister Mark Carney would not say whether he felt there was foreign interference from the United States. Now, he says Canada expects the U.S. administration to respect Canadian sovereignty. Matt?
Mira Manisa live in studio tonight. Thank you. Treaty chiefs are reminding the Premier and Albertans the province does not have the authority to secede from Canada.
Treaty trumps legislation.
It's about time that the general public educates themselves on treaty and how the province came to be.
Treaty 6 and 8 chiefs were joined by other Indigenous chiefs today to call on the UCP government to respect treaty rights. Chiefs say treaties are with the Imperial Crown, not with the province of Alberta, and Alberta has no jurisdiction over their lands. Grand Chief Joey Pete says beyond the legal implications, the idea of separation is stoking racial discrimination.
The violence, the hate, the division that it has caused for our communities in our local towns, it's dangerous for our people to be going into the towns alone.
Indigenous groups have launched legal proceedings against the province over Bill 14, which allows for citizen initiative petitions. They say it fails to align with Canada's Constitution. A spokesperson for the Justice Department says Alberta honors treaty rights as recognized by the Constitution. It says it does not have any comments on the lawsuit as it's before the courts. Mark Carney was also asked today about the Memorandum of Understanding on a pipeline between Alberta and Ottawa. The Prime Minister says it doesn't necessarily have to go through BC's northwest coast. He also says there are a lot of steps to go through.
Under the MOU, a bitumen pipeline to Asian markets is the way it's described, and therefore the specific routes are not outlined. Of course, work is being done to explore the feasibility of various routes, and there are many factors that affect the feasibility, starting with Indigenous support, as well as technical and economic considerations.
Carney says the MOU contains many other pieces, including cooperation on nuclear power and creating a carbon capture and storage industry. All right, let's take a look at the weather now. Josh is down at Le Cité Francophone for the start of the Flying Canoe Festival. No canoes flying just yet, Josh, but at least the weather will be nice once they do.
Oh, the weather looks really nice and mild here over the course of the next couple of days. Today was the first of what should be a lengthy string of days with daytime highs above zero. You're right, though. Flying Canoe Volant, and I have Daniel Cornwallier with the festival. It's been a number of years, Daniel, since I was down. This thing has grown immensely. So for anybody that hasn't been down ever before or for a number of years, what can they expect over the next few days?
Well, it's an adventure for sure, and there's a lot going on. So it's a 3-kilometer walk from La Cité Francophone to across the Rutherford School down into the Mill Creek Ravine.
And it's all lit up?
It's all lit up with original art pieces, primarily from Dylan Toymaker. This is a kind of a 14-year work experience for Dylan, and there's many, many lanterns along the way with some other guest artists that have illuminations down there. But we have 3 performance stages. We have the Indigenous camp. We have Jay Gilday there tonight. Then tomorrow night's Lance Cardinal and Dara tomorrow night. And then Métis camp, we have the Cunningham Family Band doing jigs and reels. And then we got Roger Dallaire from St. Paul, Alberta, telling different versions of the legend of the flying canoe, which is all about making a deal with the devil and that everything goes awry, of course. And then up at Rutherford School, we got 2 geodesic domes. One's a 360 projection dome, so your planetarium experience with a film by Alex Janvier, or on the life of Alex Janvier, the Indigenous artist, which is featured, and a whole bunch of other trippy things. And then we got the Franco Dome. Tonight's a Franco Queer Night, so everybody's got a DJ, they got a drag show going on there. And then here at La Cité, we got the general store, we got the cabaret, we got Maple Taffy, you name it.
It's amazing how much this has grown. You mentioned 14 years. It's the 14th anniversary of it. 75,000 to 100,000 people you can put through here?
Yes, we can. It's a large site. Like I said, it is a 3-kilometer loop. So wear the proper footwear, but yeah, it can be chock-a-block full. It's and we're with the warm temps, we're anticipating good crowds.
Yeah, it will be a beautiful walk, temperature-wise, over the next couple days. Daniel, thank you so much. Good luck over the next few days. We'll talk a little bit more about the festival in a moment. First, let's talk more about those warm temperatures. 2 degrees in downtown Edmonton for a daytime high today. We've backed off to 0 right now downtown with light wind. -5 is the average daytime high, so 7 degrees warmer than average, and should be a degree or 2 warmer tomorrow. Get a little bit of snow in northeastern Alberta. We've had some mixed precipitation off to the west-northwest in the Whitecourt area and up around Grand Prairie. In fact, there's a freezing rain warning for Grand Prairie. Not so much for tonight, but for tomorrow night. Now, here in Edmonton, I think we'll be just mostly cloudy through the day tomorrow, about 3 degrees for a high in the afternoon, but tomorrow evening could see some rain or some patchy freezing rain. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thanks very much. Coming up next on CTV News, overhauling tow truck penalties, the province's new move to stop predatory towing practices.
We're not just seeing these types of egregious behaviors, but we're seeing more of them.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Harsher penalties are coming as the province tries to stop predatory towing practices. The province says some tow truck drivers have shown up at crash scenes before emergency crews. Some use aggressive pressure-filled tactics to get drivers to agree to let them tow their vehicle. Provincial changes will soon mean those violators could face fines as high as $300,000 or up to 2 years in jail.
We're not just seeing these types of egregious behaviors, but we're seeing more of them. This was an activity that was happening in Ontario. And then Ontario brought in a number of prescriptive measures as well, and they did a good job stamping it out. But what happened is these bad operators just moved west. And so that's why it's important that we take these prescriptive measures and we stamp out this bad behavior.
Starting April 1st, all operators must clearly communicate all towing and storage costs and obtain complete driver consent before towing begins. Alberta is getting a direct flight to the Middle East. The flight to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates is scheduled to start November 3rd. That'll be out of Calgary International. That will be 1 year to the day after Alberta's international office in Abu Dhabi opened. The province says it exported $248 million worth of goods to the UAE in 2024, most of it agriculture related. The flight time is just under 14 hours. Oilers forward Leon Draisaitl has been nominated as a German flag bearer for the opening ceremonies of the upcoming Winter Olympics. German fans can vote online and choose between Draisaitl and 5 other finalists. The 2 winners, 1 man and 1 woman, will be revealed next Thursday. Draisaitl was asked what it would be like if Team Germany faces off against Team Canada and his good friend and teammate Connor McDavid.
It's scary for him. No, that would be really special, of course. But at the end of the day, when it's all, it might feel a little weird at first, but when the puck drops, he's going to look to give his team the best chance to win, and I'm going to do the same for our country. And I think that's what makes those tournaments so great.
The Oilers host the San Jose Sharks at Rogers Place tonight. Connor Ingram will start in goal. If the Oilers win, it will be the first time they've won 3 games in a row this season. Still to come tonight on CTV News, warming up. A local driving range is preparing to open this weekend.
We have 3 feet of snow out here and got a lot of work to do yet.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Anyone interested in practicing their golf swing this weekend? Perhaps outside? Sounds like it'll be possible. Canada Golf Card is opening to take advantage of the warmer weather. The Southwest Edmonton driving range says this is its earliest opening ever.
Well, it is a big job. That's why a lot of people don't do it. Like I said, we like to kick off golf here in Edmonton. We have 3 feet of snow out here and got a lot of work to do yet, but we'll be ready to rock.
The driving range on Ellerslie Road will be open tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday from noon until 5. The golf balls will be flying, and so will the canoes. Josh is down at the Flying Volant Canoe Festival for us this evening. Josh, how's the weather looking?
You know what? The weather looks fantastic, whether you want to go hit a driving range outside. You know, indoor simulators are a thing, right? I bet it is going to be mild if you want to go down to the driving range or come down here as well and walk through Mill Creek Ravine or take in everything else that is flying canoe volant. Temperatures should get up to about 5 degrees for a high on Saturday. Today it was 2 for a daytime high under mostly cloudy skies. And as you look through the River Valley Skycam, brought to you by Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free, it is 0 and still mostly cloudy in the Edmonton area. A little cooler to the south. Red Deer's at -2. I think Calgary's at 7 degrees. It's -7 in Cold Lake. -2 in Grand Prairie, where you do have some showers and a little bit of a rain-snow mix just off to the south. We've had some of that mixed precipitation as well between Whitecourt and Highway 16 and some snow up in the Fort McMurray area. You'll see some more snow in Fort McMurray, it looks like, late tomorrow night. Here in Edmonton, the clouds are going to stick with us for the rest of this evening, but I think we'll stay dry for tonight. In the northwest, you do have that freezing rain warning. This is mainly for tomorrow, although, as you just saw, areas south of Grand Prairie are dealing with some mixed precipitation right now, and roads could be a little icy in that area. But watch how this plays out as we make our way through the day tomorrow. Rain and freezing rain rolls into the Peace Country through the morning and early afternoon hours and then tracks east. And I think if we're going to see any of that here in Edmonton, it will be in the evening hours between about 8 p.m. and midnight would be the most likely time frame. Now, temperatures should be right around 0 at that point in the city, so it may not be technically freezing rain, but I would keep an eye out for some fairly slick conditions. I think the best chances for freezing rain after the Peace Country would be in east central and northeastern Alberta, so we may see those freezing rain warnings expanded off to the east and southeast through the course of the day. Tomorrow, that all moves out by Saturday, and here in Edmonton, we'll get a little bit of sunshine breaking through the clouds Saturday afternoon to go along with those mild temperatures. -12 in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, -8 in Grand Prairie. Will be about -7 tomorrow morning in Edmonton and Red Deer. Highs in the -3, -4 range in the northeast. 0 in Grand Prairie with that risk of freezing rain or some wet flurries. 6 degrees for Jasper, 4 in Red Deer. Red Deer, it's a slight chance, but you may see some showers tomorrow evening, and then -3 tomorrow afternoon in Lloydminster, with areas from Coronation, Lloydminster, north towards Cold Lake getting that risk of freezing rain more like the evening and overnight period tomorrow. So 3 degrees in the afternoon tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, and then that chance of showers in the evening. Breezy for Saturday, but a high of 5. You notice that morning low Saturday is right around 0, so there won't be a real deep freeze after that rain, but watch for some slick sidewalks and roadways. 2 on Saturday, 4s for Monday, Tuesday, and the long-range forecast keeps temperatures well above 0 for daytime highs all of next week. And there's a 6 in the forecast for Wednesday of next week. That's on the conservative side. There's a chance we could be even a degree or 2 warmer than that, potentially record-setting territory Wednesday of next week. So warm end to January and a fairly warm start to February as well, Matt.
I like record-setting heat in February. Josh, thank you. Can-Man Dan has formed a new partnership with a local Sobeys. The goal is to help thousands of nonprofits in Alberta. For the last 15 years, Dan Johnstone has camped outside the Belmont Sobeys during the holiday season to collect donations for the food bank. He's now opened a community engagement office inside the store. Johnstone will meet with charitable organizations and offer his help to groups looking for support. His office is open from 8 to 4 Mondays and Thursdays. Walk-in appointments are available. However, people are being encouraged to phone the store ahead of time. When we return, an event that helps visually impaired skiers participate in a sport they love without the worry.
Friday on
on your morning, a maternity nurse on the importance of midwives and combating misinformation around births. Plus, an Edmonton hip-hop artist getting rare recognition on the national scene.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by Senior Home Care by Angels, Canada's choice in home care.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, the Federal Conservative Party is meeting in Calgary where there will be a leadership vote, and beefing up donations, how local restaurants will be turning burgers into meals for food banks. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Dozens of blind and visually impaired skiers from around the world are in Kananaskis this week. They're taking part in an annual event to connect others who understand the challenges of living with sight loss. CTV's Mark Villani has more.
Matt Jans is visually impaired, but he's never let that stop him from doing the things he loves.
For me in my life, it's always just been a constant puzzle of how do I keep doing this stuff.
And it's a puzzle being solved by more than 80 participants with limited to no sight at the William Watson Lodge in Kananaskis. The 48th annual Ski for Light event aims to break down disability barriers and build a stronger community.
You know, I haven't had to advocate for myself one time this whole week, which is a huge load off my mind, because everyone just understands what I'm going through. I understand what they're going through, and then we just are instantly bonded.
Do you ski lots in Denmark?
Sven Mogensen is one of those people making new friendships. He's found a new passion for cross-country skiing after losing his vision at a young age.
I feel free. I have the liberty to move without having physical contact with somebody else.
Meanwhile, Ruri Takeuchi came all the way from Japan as a guide for blind skiers, hoping to learn more about how to help others.
I want to make a business for special needs people.
There's amazing people here that have no vision, and I'm blown away by how well they function independently.
And this woman brings new meaning to independence. Tracy Musso is legally blind and an amputee, but she's adapted by learning how to sit ski on the trails.
Use your arms and your core to move. If you really enjoy skiing, there's always a way to get around it.
We're here to ski, but we build community here. And it's not just about the skiers, it's about the volunteer guides who show up.
Curving right here, curving right. You get to know what they need to know to be able to have a good time on the trail, and you can adjust yourself to their preferences.
That trust and support is what makes all the difference.
And that's when you really start living your life again.
Mark Villani, CTV News in Kananaskis.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.